And welcome back. We're picking where we left off last time in Victoria 3 in patch 1.9.5, and I think it is time for us to continue to grow this economy. And yeah, we got a lot of space for the industry to expand. I'm somewhat surprised. We did the tool swap, and that barely affected our income. Contravention, because we don't have the tools. So we needed those tool factories to finish. And to be fair, we probably need more tool factories at this point. We have a new mandate. And I have an idea of probably what I want the mandate to be, which is we don't have colonial affairs, so we don't benefit from this. It would be tempting to get down here and get the 5% infamy change, but no, that's not what we're going for. Leverage would be potentially interesting if we're trying to spider web our way out. A little bit less interesting right now. Right now we need to just build faster, so 10% state construction efficiency. Basically the road maintenance degree, but everywhere. There's the banking. Yeah, we'll probably let it spread medical degrees to us by spread. In the meantime, I think we do want the nitroglycerin for explosives. Or do I want to postpone a little bit and pick up the condensing engines? Yeah, I think we want the condensing engines. That'll let us get more out of the mines. The mines are one of the places that is a bottleneck. Gain 5 legitimacy, but lose opinion from both the people in the Qing French Committee. Or perhaps it's just a clerical error. Gain opinion boost with, or gain loyalist boost with all the bureaucrats. Yeah, we'll get the opinion boost with all the bureaucrats. Oh, I didn't kick the farmers out of government. I should have done that a long time ago. I'm somewhat surprised they didn't ask for anything at this point. Yeah, so we can bring the armed forces in. What petite bourgeoisie looking like? Now we'll just leave them out. We'll just bring the armed forces in. We may contemplate trying to do like colonial resettlement. So we can colonize later, but we're not in a rush to do it. This means we have a righteous government, so we'll get some loyalists. And we also now have a powerful, newly created army, so that's actually saving us some money as well. Yeah, you probably need, well, I need more iron, you need more tools. So we need 80 more tool, or 800 more tools. Like 10 levels of toolmaker. At this point, I think we're going to need another motor industry in Shaanxi to support more railroads. Oh, we are going to need to lower relations with these guys. We want to take the stuff from them as well. And lower relations with these guys. No, they're fine. We could attack them. Don't have a way to get to them, which is a different problem. Building resources and making GDP. Oh, and I suppose we don't have perfect wood production either, because we haven't swapped over to the sawmill PM due to tool shortage. Oh, we probably have the clippers now for the fishing. Working as quick as we can on those tool makers. Once those tool makers are done, well, we'll probably have a pretty high demand for steel once they're done, but probably then it's going to be more iron. Another, say, 20 things of iron. Oops. There we go. Your petition government, solve respect tenement farmers, we're going to tell you no. Set up paper import. We'll do that. In practice, that's going to require us actually making the paper, which is something that we'll now need to put on the to-do list. Oh yeah, definitely the point where we need to slap in another railway. So then we've got the space to continue expanding. And I think once those iron mines are in, we'll go ahead and swap over another one of our construction sectors. Okay, so that's the Bessemer process kicking in. That'll allow us to get the steel price down. do have the tool makers on steel, right? Yeah. Okay, what's the tool price looking like? Still pretty high, and that's with actually the tools being made. That's actually a little disconcerting. Just made a bunch of tool makers. I'm surprised it's still so high. Because the one in Shaanxi is not hiring up. Because you can't find workers? No, it's subsidized. Find the workers. Okay, so this is actually an interesting problem. We're gonna queue up another railroad. And then we're gonna queue up some universities here. Counterintuitively, we're not building universities. Because I want the innovation. Though, I do kind of want the innovation. Because I want greater qualification gain here. You know, let's pull the road from someplace. Sure. Promote social mobility here. Get some education improvements. Pope is going for Italian leadership. Interesting. Pope's trying to become leader of Italy. We've got stuff that we probably want from the Pope. I'm not accept becoming a subject. Could apply stuff to other people, but that'd be Sardinia, Piedmont. Stimulate Austria, which we're not really that interested in. Couldn't there you get money transfer off of them? Or is it just because it's not showing the price expansion there? Yeah, no, it is charging us aggressive expansion or infamy. It's just not showing it very well. No, we don't want to pay. We don't want to do that. So this is just becoming in for the fun of it. Question is, do I want to come in for the fun of it? I think the answer is no. It's interesting as it might get involved, be involved in the Italy thing, but I think this does mean that the Pope is probably going to become Italy, kind of papal Italy, which is probably fine. Waiting for these guys to drop below 20, so we're about to start something in cuts. There we go. Honestly, we got a little bit too much money saved up. Let's go ahead and drop the taxes. And the gold reserves down a little bit. What I really want to be doing is I want to be swapping over to iron frame buildings, but we're being bottlenecked by the capacity to actually expand our qualified personnel in Shaanxi. Because that was what was standing in the way of the factories. So we're very aggressively trying to raise qualifications in there by just making a giant university here. It's just the two of us? Yeah, just the two of us. How much is it going to cost to make a protectorate? 17.5? That's not too bad. We might be able to give something to Dynam to get them involved. Let's see if we can start that one as well. What'll you come around for? Just give you an obligation. Or humiliation. You just want to humiliate Sam. You'll come in for humiliation words. Okay. And that gives us a front, so we can go and send the army to the front. And then we can mobilize the plain red banner for a landing in the south. Okay, tools are improving as we're getting the qualified personnel to fill out the tool factories, which is good. Yeah, it's still apparently a struggle, but at least it's a struggle that is being improved. Okay, I think we got enough tools that we can turn around and actually run sawmills everywhere at the logging camps. One or two boilers will help. Intensive agriculture into nitroglycerin. Yeah, iron's affordable. Tools is a little expensive. But we could probably stomach taking some more tools for the construction sector. Yeah, because it's only 150 each. Definitely stomach taking another 300 tools off the market into consumption. Nope, that was maybe a little too aggressive with the iron. Okay, let's swap one of those back because I forgot about the count for the iron change. Like, I'm looking at the tools and like, it's plenty of tools. It's not enough iron, but it's plenty of tools. Okay, so fix the iron. We gotta wait for the iron mines to come online before we swap the iron one over. Anti-British League is formed as a result of Great Britain overtaking us. Oh no. Oh, apparently we were quite close to the... Well, we were top for a while. I wasn't paying too much attention. Didn't realize that. But yeah, we got those iron mines coming online. Is that enough to afford... No. Which means we should build more iron mines. Makes that an easy decision. Oh, that's another place where we're waiting for people to hire up. Okay. Maybe I need to diversify where I'm hiring, apparently, because we don't have enough education for people to rapidly transition from being peasant to everything skilled at the moment, apparently. Yeah, that's basically what's happening. That's understandable, but annoying. I'm just going for admin. Guangxi. How's the specialists coming along? They're 2.4, so they're not going to be the solution we're looking for. I got potential for agitators, but no agitators, which is always annoying when that's the case. So I've got iron and coal in the capital. This is one of the places where we're going to build tool, or we're gonna be swapping construction sectors, right? So that's 700 each, right? 750 each. Say 700. Saying 700. How many tools do we make each time? 60. So we can say 10. Build all the ones there. 10. And hopefully delocalize enough that it's not rushing overconsumption of skilled workers. Everyone's embargoing us, and I have... Like, as funny as I find it that everyone's embargoing us, I'm also at the same time we're like, you know, we barely trade. What's the point? Okay. One more week. I can propose the deal. On the mode of communication of cholera. So we can get modern sewage for pharmaceuticals. I think we want modern sewage. Yeah, as soon as we get nitroglycerin set up, we're going to come back up in society tech and we're going to try to pop out modern sewage. Reduce the pollution, allow us to expand the construction a little bit, that sort of stuff. Oh yeah, I'm going to finally get these ports out of the queue by getting them built. Yeah, they're not super good, honestly, and that might be a drawback at actually building them, but getting them done will mean I'll at least be less tempted to try to build them later. No, Infamy is already back down to 13. Okay. Begin improving with you. These guys are in the club. And they are at the point where we can subjugate them. Okay, let's make them protectorates by subjugating. we got an opportunity. An alliance with Siak. And we'll pursue that. That's Brack. Where's Siak? We want an alliance to make one of our groups happy, and obviously want a power block, and give us investment rights. There we go. I think that's good enough. Sulfur demand's high. That is something we should probably look into doing, is building some sulfur. As soon as we find out how we can get enough surplus employees to actually employ up Shaanxi. Because we don't have a worker shortage, we have a quality worker shortage, which, yeah, that's a special problem, I suppose. Yeah, the only people who are qualified to become engineers are the capitalists, who, you know, earn all the money. And there's only 5 levels of capitalists too, so we don't want them really running off. We are privatizing everything, yes. We haven't privatized the motor industry. Everything else is set to privatize, okay. Iron is reasonable for another expansion, so let's swap Beijing over. How do Kabul and Persia feel about each other? I don't know. Don't look like they're rivals. I'm tempted to come in and make them a protectorate instead of trying to eat them bit by bit. Because there's a lot of bits to eat, to be fair. We at least need Kabul. That's not Kabul. Nope. Oh, that's not Kabul, it's, Haristan. Using Haristan, which is 3.9, 13 for Gulistan. Can't even take Baluchistan. Emperor. Yes, we're definitely looking at a situation where we'd go over 25 unless we make them protectorate. Which we could, in theory, make protectorate now. And then we'd be sort of twiddling our thumbs while we're waiting for both the infamy to come down and then become a puppet. Sure. Let's go in for protectorate. Okay, in theory we've got enough supply. No, we're a little bit short. Getting reasonably close to the point where we can maybe expand construction again. There we are. Let's do another one. Do High Bay this time. And then let's start doing that paper I was talking about. Well, we're still being bottlenecked here with the quality employees. It's getting better. It's getting a lot better. What's our qualifications looking like? We're getting thousands per month of some stuff. We're getting 239 engineers a month. They're one of the things that is being the bottleneck. Yeah. Where else can we build sulfur? I don't really want to build sulfur elsewhere, but we're gonna have to build it elsewhere. Shandong? Okay. Or High Bay. We'll just do Shandong. Okay. Yeah, there's the intensive agriculture. We'll go over and pick up nitroglycerin next. Sure, we'll put the riveting one again. We didn't succeed the last time, but we'll probably succeed this time. We'll just go build a little here, I think. Okay, I think we're in a spot where we can go ahead and probably just swap the rest over and see how that looks. Yeah, okay. Oh dear. I wasn't paying attention and Russia joined the war. Let's see. Can I load the autosave? How far back was the autosave? Like 3 weeks? I'm focusing too much on trying to grow the economy and not enough on actually, you know, the war. Okay, you want to go farther back than that? Don't think so. Okay, so we could lose at this moment. Why can't blue zero? Because the war scores are not controlled by the opposing side. Did you surrender and become a protectorate of Russians? No. Okay, so we just haven't gotten far enough in, which should be solved quickly. Okay. Okay, the quickest way the Russians go home is to win the war, so we're just going to win the war. There we go. So took some territorial damage from that, that if I was paying attention we didn't need to take, but didn't have to rewind by too much to make that work. The sulfur is being made, so let's subsidize the sulfur, subsidize paper. We can do the transition on the paper. Tools, we need 1.5k more tools. The tool maker is now full, so that probably does mean it is expanding the tool maker time. We're building ports in high bay, so not high bay. We're just waiting for those ports to fill up, I suspect. Ports are full. You just need even more than the ports. That's annoying, but fine. We got 2 more coming in. Just stopped on another 3. Okay, so the railways, that's fine. That's the railway in Shaanxi. Up to 23, we probably want another one. And then we want to build the tool makers there. Some, yeah. So it'd be 20 more tool makers. We're not going to put 20 more tool makers in Shaanxi. In fact, we might try to take advantage of our enemies of scale. So we'll put like 4 there. And then we'll put like 16 in Guangzhou. Which then means we need probably some railroads there to support that as well. So 2 more railroads there. Do I need it? So we don't need it for the Petite Bourgeoisie, because we're not actually too worried about the reduced loan interest rate. Well, apparently we'd keep the authority, because we'd still be above 8. Okay. Oh, and that's the military one. We already lowered the government one, so that's fine. Military one's fine as well. Okay. Battle steamers are done. Making a bunch more tools to hopefully drive the tool price down a bit. Iron's starting to look a little bit better. Coal's looking better. Yeah, I think we are starting to industrialize. Might be at about the point to start swapping over to building some more consumer goods. Oh, we're now at the point where we've got an aristocrat shortage in Guangxi. Apparently we have, like, negative production of aristocrats. What? Don't know if there's a math error there where it's coming up negative. But apparently we've got negative growth rate of aristocrats, and that's the shortage there. But yeah, we now have surplus engineers and such. Though maybe not a lot of surplus engineers in Shaanxi. So it may be time to go back to expanding Shaanxi. Demand for wood, we have demand for furniture, we have demand for a lot of stuff. So we got a lot of places to expand after the tools are solved. Yeah, and the tools are being solved. Not sure if I'm going to rush to grab more tools. Oh, fertilizer. We should queue up the fertilizer swap over. Because obviously we want the farms to be more efficient, so that's 10 fertilizer per farm. We have 104 plus 34 is 138. About 150 farms. That's 1,500 fertilizer. So 12 fertilizer makers. Okay, slap those 12 fertilizer down. I might actually push those... No, we'll hold off on pushing those to the top. Yeah. Oh, and I suspect the fertilizer is probably... That probably also costs... sulfur? Yeah. So that's 12, that means we want another 6 sulfur mines. We'll put those ones in Shaanxi. In the effort to build up Shaanxi quicker. Whichever way forward. Oh, I have more interest I can declare. Should push the interest out to places. So obviously Arabia. I think North Germany would improve our trading with North Germany. Not that we necessarily need better access to North German trade, but... Yeah, Russia just picked up nationalism. If Russia didn't need more excuses to be angry at us. Oh, I suppose technically I do have the explosive factory, so I can start building it preemptively. And we're going to like 5 per mine. Yeah, 5 per mine. So how many mines do I have? $68, 120, about 150, 160. So about 800 explosive, let's say. 800, 900 explosives, so like 10 explosive makers. I'm gonna plop those in Shang-Chi. And then those are going to need fertilizer. How much is the fertilizer the upgrade uses? 30. So we need... how many fertilizers per? 3. So we'll just queued up 10, so we queue up another 3 in Shang-Chi. So this is a little earlier than I wanted to go after Persia, but this is... we're protecting our subject from our potential future subject is basically what's going on here. Okay, Russia can't join the war, so we can just pile everyone in to get this to be a nice quick war. Anyway, let's begin swapping the farms over to use the fertilizer. And apparently need a few more steel factories. 5 more. Solve the steel problem. Okay, fertilizer is reasonably cheap. So we're going to toggle the next one on. Which is going to make it incredibly expensive. Which then as the fertilizer plants level up, turn on, we'll get better. And then we just rinse and repeat a couple times. Well, at the same time, this is going to drive down grain prices. Oh, I suppose I don't have to give anything to Cabal. We'll probably give it that. Give it Baluchistan. You know what? Let's shape Persia to be more Persia-shaped and empower Cabal a little bit. Reward them for giving us this opportunity. I thought I gave stuff to Cabal. I'm confused. Oh well, they're protectorate. They're both protectorates. It's fine. It's not what I wanted, but it's fine. Getting grumpy. From the infamy. Okay, so you'll start to improve once the infamy is better. And for the moment, I think I've got everything I kind of want. We're now in trying to turn all the protectorates into vassal state, I think. Okay, waiting for the steel to finish. We got explosives being built. The explosives don't actually have a use for 14 weeks, but we'll go ahead and subsidize their development so they get leveled and can be deployed as soon as the tech comes in. Yeah, so it's onto consumer goods at this point. Where are we? Sovereignty asserted. We got about 2.5 years where this wears off. When this wears off, we're going to want to reduce taxes, basically. From very high to normal. Is my expectation. So yeah, that does mean probably want to build up consumer goods. So... Food. Start with 5 food makers. These are basically consumed and produced for everywhere, so just grab the first 5 highest profitable states for those. Clothing, we want 14,000 clothing. Is that... We're really making 300 a cycle. That would be 100 clothing makers. Yeah, we're only making 100, I think. How close are we to sewing machines? Pretty far away from sewing machines. Yeah, 100, let's make 100 textile mills. We have economy of scale of 20, so let's just go ahead and make 5 20s to maximize economy of scale. There we go. We'll have to revisit building railroads and stuff to support that afterwards, but for the moment, that's a good start. Oh, we do need a little bit of government admin. Just make sure we get all our taxes. Why do you have attrition? Because you're deciding the appropriate way home is through India. Okay. Okay, there's nitroglycerin. I do want sewage, so let's do modern sewage. The main reason I want sewage is pollution reduction. 10% pollution reduction allows us to put more construction into each thing so we can get individual things done quicker, that sort of stuff. And now, with the... Well, the explosives apparently aren't all done yet. I think we have some in the market. How overkill do we have it in the market right now? Wait. Are none in the market? That's the first of 10. Okay. Never mind. We have to wait until at least some of them are built. Otherwise I was going to get in the way of trying to turn them on. Okay, with about half of them built, let's go ahead and start swapping mines. And we actually have all the mines subsidized right now, so we'll swap them all and suffer the penalty in the short run. Persecution. Okay. Replacing some gold fields. How's the taxation going? It's surprised at actually how slow the income tax is growing. In comparison to just the hard flat tax. We are making more revenue, so might be contemplating doing more expansion, or maybe just lowering the taxes, honestly. Yeah, let's drop the taxes to medium in preparation for the end of the opium ban. We're going to lose that authority and that legitimacy. And then as it goes green from here on out, we're just cranking more construction. In fact, it's already back to green. Flickering a bit, so we're not quite there. Do you want to grab construction 2? And we're not really worried about the infrastructure cost of buildings. Let's work our way up. Militarized industry. With the logic that the military good modifier here is pretty strong for what we're doing. Well, it's pretty strong if we're keeping the army up to date, I suppose. The alternative... Yeah, no, we're going to go to the militarized one. We're going to get the cost of the military down. Port's the most expensive thing? Okay. All of the arms industry. Yeah, so we're not actually paying too much in subsidies that I'm worried about. Probably the biggest expense is actually the paper. And we could probably build more paper. Corporate charters. 2 free company charters and 1 max number of companies. We haven't quite gone as ham as I normally would this early in the game on wood. So wood is a tempting one to do. Same thing with paper. The paper one we could expand to do wood and trade. Wood would be tools. Another military goods cost. Could give it steel and sulfur. In the long run, I know we're going to go and probably want to grab the Qing special one, which is, with the new company charters, is also iron and lead and trade. So sulfur isn't a thing we would be getting on that. So getting something with just sulfur wouldn't be too bad. Need to be sulfur and steel. We don't. What was that overlap with the steel on the railway one? No, that's coal and iron. So steel's fine. Steel would be overlap if we were going the construction one. Yeah, let's go strong steel munitions. So we now have a company that is established. Oh, I see. So, I don't have the newest patch, or I have the newest patch. I don't have the newest DLC. So the newest DLC is what we need to add sulfur and stuff to it. So the only one we're allowed to add is the trade one, which is fine. And in fact, this case wouldn't be a bad one. Do explosives and trade all under one. Yeah, might as well. It's the only thing we'd hand out because I don't have the DLC. But yeah, trade rights. Add trade rights out to the first one. Let it compete for owning some of our trade centers if they're not all privately owned already. And they're not, so there's 15 of them we own, so they can help to privatize those. Okay, looking at the time, I should go ahead and put a part break in here because I've been letting this go way too long. We're way over an hour. I've been streaming for 4 hours at this point, so I think it is time to put the part break in both for the night and the stream. So if you're watching on YouTube, there probably will be a part up for you tomorrow. Because at the current streaming recording rate, we should go around to recording the next one for you by tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I hope you've been enjoying. We've definitely been making progress. We did manage to achieve recognition in this stream, so we got past the crisis, we achieved recognition. It took a little bit longer than I would have liked for it to achieve recognition because we had to do 2 wars to do it, but we did manage to do that in the end. We've basically gone ahead and protected the regions we need to have our mid to late game resources. We might try to get a little bit more off the Ottoman Empire once the aggressive expansion comes down by trying to liberate Iraq and then like subjecting Iraq. But we're not in much of a rush for that. At this point, it's just trying to get the subjects to become vassals, so we can be better at extracting their security, or securing their security, as well as extracting resources from them. I'm surprised at how well land-based taxation is holding up. seeing as it doesn't, it's only got the consumption tax, so it must just be the consumption taxes are going up faster than I'm expecting. Because the gap between land-based and per capita is actually staying about the same. Which again, somewhat surprises me. So it's about a 50k gap here. So we're still better on land-based. So that 10% income tax is apparently not worth losing the 0.35 land tax, which is somewhat surprising to me. But that'll probably change as our GDP goes up, GDP per capita. We are going up in GDP. We're up to 137 million at this point. I'm starting to contemplate, especially for our revenue stays about the same. Well, if our gold reserves stay about the same, thinking about how I'm going to build more buildings. Mainly in just building more construction sectors. I think we are potentially pretty good for it. Especially when modern research comes on, maybe building up more buildings would be great. Over here in the technology tree, I think we're going to work our way down into mechanized workshops soon so we can get that economy of scale. That may also open up wanting to push some of the institutions, so we can push law enforcement out to max, pick up National Guard for the wildfire and flood and stuff like that resistances. We're kind of waiting for the industrialists to get strong enough. Once the industrialists stop being marginalized, we'll pull them into government and very rapidly push through a bunch of things in succession. One of the things we'll push through is public education. Because the industrialists are the only one that actually care about education right now, so we can move from no schools to public. And we'll probably push that up to level 3. That'll help with not running into that situation where we had with Shang-Chi, where we don't have the skilled workers to fill out the jobs. I'm actually surprised in Shang-Chi. We've only got 40k job seekers. That's with 3.6 million peasants, so peasants don't want to leave, which is a potential problem. I think the answer there is actually not that the peasants don't want to leave, per se. It's that we don't have enough qualifications for them to go to anything else. Maybe what's kicking up there. Though at the same time, I think we are successfully luring them away with various things. We have the Shang-Chi Munitions Consortium. That'll help a lot. Okay, before I ramble on too much, we're going to go ahead and put a part break in here. We are starting to escape the gravity of being flat with the GDP, and we're definitely rising. I think the game, other than that drop, because the historical value is too high, other than that drop right at the beginning, I think we started at about like 70 million. Over the stream, we've basically doubled the GDP. And I think it'll go even faster in the future. I think at the moment we're mainly being held up by production technology and that sort of stuff. And that should start to clear over the next couple episodes. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.